Okay, guys, so today we'll be talking about expansion, and okay, let's dive into it, and then I'll make other videos on the other topics on expansion, variable, init, and all. So, um, expansion. Okay, so we know different characters, all these wildcards, right? And then when we use them with other stuffs, the what how they perform is that they expand. For example, if I do, let me do okay, let me do echo this, right? You see that it does the same thing I did with ls. This star is, instead of just, if I do echo c, for example, you see that it's going to tell me C back, because echo gives out the output format, it gives out what you give to it, right? But when I input this star is acting as if it contains all this, and which is really right, because what happened is that this star would expand. Okay, so it is like it's as if you stored so many things in it. So this one is the syntax is like everything, right? So you are saying echo everything that is inside this particular place that you are. So it's going to echo everything. So the star has a lot of meaning, and it is caused by expansion. So the action of this, so the shell will first look into it. It will, once I press echo and I press that star, example. So before I press enter, the shell will expand this. Okay, it will expand it, and then the actions will be taken. So so the echo will print argument to standard. We all know that echo used to print argument to standard output, right? So any argument you give to it, like the name is um, is D, for example. You said the name is D. So it will print an argument to the standard output. Okay. So if I echo sample, for example, you see it's going to press sample, and if I echo star again, it's going to expand that star and give it. So the star can have so many meaning. Okay, so that's basically what expansion is about. It's about expanding a particular parameter. So the mechanism by which this wildcard expand is what we call path name expansion. Okay, so we could say echo, what are the things I have? Okay, I have files that start with A, right? So if I say echo A, everything that starts with A, right? So I have two things that start with A in my files here, right? If I say anything that ends with, I think I have things that end with S, right? So if I say echo things that end with S, right? So I have so many projects that end with S, right? So this one is expanding and saying everything, right? So that's basically what that does, right? So I could even use file paths. Okay, I could say cd or echo bin, or end echo bin slash. So it's echoed out all the things that has been. So you see bin uptime, bin, you see. So let me clear my screen. All right. So that's what echo does. It I said echo. That's what that star does. It expands, and then the shell would act on the expansion. Shell will not print um, this star. There are ways to make it print it, but for now, by the end of the video, you would understand how we can. I don't want to rush you. Okay, so let's take it step by step. So you know expansion, it will expand, right? So and then the mechanism by which wildcard expand is called pathname expansion. So we'll go to the next one, which is called tilde expansion. You know, you should be familiar with this tilde, and this tilde is um, another symbol that is embedded to go to home. It's like the home has been stored in it. Okay, so whenever we execute this command, it print out the home directory, right? So if I say echo tilde, right, it's going to print the home there. ohm vagrant, right? So this is ohm. I could also say echo, and then anything I put in front, echo ohm, uh, ohm, ohm D, right? Because I don't have an ohm D, it's only printed ohm D, right? So if I say echo ohm vagrant, because I have ohm vagrant, it will open ohm vagrant. If I have another ohm and I put it, so this ohm would serve as this ohm, restoring this ohm directory, right? But because I only have vagrant, that's why I printed that vagrant. So this thing will solve ohm. So I can make a directory with it. I can say make directory ohm D now, right? So if I list it now and I go back, because I might not have it here, let me zoom out, because okay, good. So if I cd out, right, if I ls, you see, okay, wait, D is what I created, right? Let me cd more out, ls, where is d, okay, let me just cd into it, and then /d, no such directory. Okay, I don't know why it didn't work here. But anyway, it's supposed to. If you have, let me see, touch. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, we have Ubuntu, right? So let us just do echo Ubuntu. Ubuntu. So we have it. I can use this one, echo vagrant. Okay, sorry, I didn't put space. Right? So this one, the home will stand for home. So basically, we've done the star, which expands and then list everything. We can format it, right? And we've done the tilde. The tilde is just housing you. So it is used at the beginning of a word, and it will expand into the home directory. Okay, so when you put it, it would expand into the home directory. Okay, so let us clear this. I don't know why this make directory isn't working, though I haven't tried it before. I just said I should try it now. So probably it's not meant to make directory like that. But let me just make directory normally and just put let me cd into our home, right? If I do pwd, it's telling me I'm into my home. Okay, ls. This is it. This is what I created. Look at it. It's created. It is here. So it actually went into this home and created this file called D. Okay, I will explain why it created it this way. Anyway, so let us remove it and say D. Sorry, right? And remove. Didn't I press it right? Cannot remove this directory. Okay, remove. Let me remove dash r. No, it is a directory we created, right? I wasn't seeing the reflection on my eyes. It's not making me see the color. Yeah. Alright, yes. So we are back to square one. So I think we've covered one thing about expansion, which it will expand. So another thing we have in expansion is called arithmetic expansion. Arithmetic expansion. So the first one we did is using wildcard, right, to expand. So this one is arithmetic and expansion, and the syntax for arithmetic expansion is just you're going to have a dollar sign, right? If you did the last topic, I think you have something like this, and then you have your arithmetic inside. Arithmetic would be inside, right? So this is the syntax. This dollar sign, let me increase it a bit. Okay, so this dollar sign and then open two brackets and then arithmetic. You have arithmetic, so it will allow the shell would using the echo, the shell would act as a calculator for you. But the only thing is that the shell does not collect inputs like decimal numbers, but it collects integers and whole numbers. Okay, so we can say echo Using the echo command, we can do another expansion. So we have our syntax, we have the dollar sign, and then we have these two. So I can just say 2 plus 2, and it will give me, right? I could say 2 divided by 2 divided, where is it divided by 2, 1. But if I say 2.0, it doesn't really work well with, or 2.2, 2.3 divided by, you see, it said arithmetic operator. Okay, so it's having error, so it doesn't do well with the with what's it called, decimal number. Okay, so let us go back, and then we could say 2 times 2. So if you notice, I didn't input space here, right? It still works. So it is not space. It is space insignificant. Let me put it that way. Okay. So you can do that. So another one is this one saying 2 raised to power 2, or let me use 2 raised to power 3, so it will be able to. Where is it? 2 raised to power 3, right? And that's 8. 2 times 2 times 2, right? So that's how it is done. So it helps with arithmetic. So another, let me give you more complex arithmetics to solve with it. So expansion will expand arithmetic, right? Your shell will serve as the calculator, and then you'll be able to do normal expansion on your shell. Okay, so we've done using the home directory, which is tilde, using the star, and then now arithmetic expansion. So echo dollar sign, this, right? So we could say, so I want to give you another syntax, since it's not space, it is space insignificant. So if I want to say what about, I want to do two expand, I want to say 5, okay, and then times 3, right? You know it will still work, right? 15. So before this 5 times 3, I want to use this 5, okay? I want to say 5 raised to power 2 and then times 3. I want to first solve 5 raised to power 2. I want to first say 5 raised to power 2 and then times 3. So what I'll do is I'll give this one to its own brackets, right? Sorry. Okay, it is space insignificant, so it will do it. Okay, 5 raised to power 2 is what? 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 3 is 75. But if I do it this way, um, 5 raised to power 2 first, you see. Okay, this one still worked though, but let me see, there's another syntax. So it still worked, but I wasn't expecting it to work anyway. But I think the math will still be equal. But there are some math in which you have to first do the bracket one before you do what is outside. Okay, so I think this one just multiplied everything together. I didn't do this one first and this one, which is still, because everything is multiplication, so it still works. So let me try divided by 2. Divided by, let me use 6. 6 divided by 2, which will be 3 times 6 divided by 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is what? 9. Okay, this one still worked anyway. So this is the right syntax. Okay, and also you could do it when you have something inside like this. You could use one single quotes inside. Okay, so you could have it like this, and then remove one bracket for the inner one. Okay, and it will still work as well. Okay, so it's still 75. So that's basics for arithmetic. Okay, so clear. So if you have any question on arithmetic, let me know. So another one is I told you that it is what's it called, decimal insignificant. So if we still have it like this, and we say, let me use that old one. Okay, so if I say 5 times, or 5 divided by 2, which is supposed to give me a decimal, right? It's going to give me 2 because it doesn't work with decimal, right? Okay, there are other ways to use it, but using the echo, it won't work with decimal. Okay, so that's that for arithmetic expansion. Okay, so if you have any questions so far, let me know in the comment section. I'll quickly reply to you. So the next one is braces or brace expansion. We have our coily braces, right? So it is expanding those braces, and then with braces we can create multiple test string from pattern in braces with same pattern. Okay, so what we'll do is for example, we echo, and then we echo, let me say front, and then dash, and then we have our braces. Then we can say front A, comma, front B, comma, front C, and then at the end we can have this, and then say front ABC back, and then press enter. You notice we have front A and then back, front B, back, front C. So we're expanding this. We're expanding. This one is serving as it's serving as let me just call it as a reservoir. Okay, reserving some character. So instead of typing, sometimes you want to type something like this. Instead of typing front A back, front B, just write front A and front B. Put all the things that you want to be in the middle or in front, or because it could be in the front. So I could just do like this and remove it. Okay, if there's going to be a repetition, then we have A back, B back, C back. Okay, so this is expanding it. Another way is to just give it a range, which that one will be so you can just write 1 to 1 million, right? So I could just say echo and say 1 to 50 or 60. So can you see? So you just, the syntax is put two dots in the middle and then put your range. So it's either you separate them by comma or use range. Okay, so I could use ABC as well, and I could say print A to Z, right? Okay, or I could say print Z to A, right? Right. So that will work. Okay, so these are what's it called, brace expansion. So it is brace expansion. This one we normally call it the preamble. Okay, and then this one they call it the trailing portion. It is also called postscript. So we have preamble and postscript. Okay, so and then the one in the middle is the braces. Okay, so clear. So still on basic on braces, I'll give you more um, concrete examples that will be needed to solve your task. Okay, because they'll give you some crazy ones, and then it's simple. Just always see it as it's simple. If you understand it, that's just it. It is very simple. It's just like ABC. Okay, so I said braces can contain comma and they can contain range, right? So we could also have a nested expansion, okay, for braces, and that's the complicated one I was talking about. So we could have a nested expansion. So if I say echo, for example, and I say A, and I open my curly braces and I put B at the back, right? So inside, so a nested loop is like a loop inside a loop. So we could say A and then another curly braces, and then let me put comma, and then B, another curly braces, and then this one have a range of 1 and 2, and then this one has a range of 3 and 4. Okay, so what we are telling it is that print A, right, and print B at the end. So inside this place you pick A and then capital letter A1 and then B, A capital A2 and then B. So it will come to A, B, 3, B, A, B, 4, B. Okay, so can you see A 1 and then last one A 2, and the last one A, B, like that. Can you understand? Do you understand? So this is the next loop. And then this one is used, for example, maybe you want to create list of so many things. For example, you want to make a directory. Let me just ls and let me create a directory for this one. What are we doing? Expansion. So let me make a directory called expansion, right? Okay, ls, okay, cd expansion, right? So let us play it. So we enter our expansion because I want to test something. So into our expansion, we do make directory. I want to make a directory with expansion. Then I do this one is not really nested loop, right? But it's something similar. So I do my expansion, right? And I put dash in between, right? So I say I want to create a directory of 2017 to 2019, right? And month 1 to month 12. So what I'm saying is say 2017 01, 2017 02, 2017 to 2017 12, and then we have 2018 because this is a range, right? Okay, so it's supposed to be 2 dots since it's a range, right? So just put 2 dots, right? Okay, so 2018 01, 2018 02, 2018 03, like that. Okay, so it's going to work, and then it has created. So if I list it, can you see? Let me zoom out. So we have 2017 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, 2018 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I've created folders. So if you're a photographer, you need to create folders for pictures, okay, to save different months of the year that you worked. So you can just do all this, and then so let me remove directory so I can delete all. I should be able to delete all. Remove directory, this, and ls. I have nothing there again. Okay, so ls. So that's basic for braces expansion. So far we've done braces expansion, we've done arithmetic expansion, and we've done normal expansion, just explaining how some things are being expanded, right? So the next stuff I want to talk about is parameter expansion. Okay, so parameter is just working on the ability, because they are the shell can save and store some small data. For example, I can type these small things and save it inside something called variable. Okay, so variable is just like a small container where we can store some chunk of words or some chunk of characters into them. Okay, so what we do is parameter expansion is now trying to, after storing those thing into them, right? For example, that this tilde, okay, this is serving as a variable because something has been stored into it, and if we want to expand it, there's a way we kind of expand it. Okay, um, so variable, for example, if you want to, the variable user, if we have a user, this is a variable name, right? So it has already been set and it stores our username. Okay, so if I want to access that username stored in it, all I'm going to do is say echo and dollar user, right? So my username is vagrant. Okay, so it has been stored like that. So variable user contains your username. So to invoke parameters expansion and review the content of the user, so we use this echo dollar user. Okay, so if you want to see all those, so this one is a variable. So if you want to see all the variable that is stored on your computer, so it's either you do print env, that's you are printing the environmental variable or the global variable that is on your system. Okay, it's what comes with your system. Okay, so you do print env or you do env. Okay, so anyone. So let me just try env. Can you see we have this? So if I do print env, can you see we still have the same thing? But because it's too much, let me clear it and just do print env, right? So let me just pass it through less, so I'll be able to see it on a screen. So if I do like this, I can scroll down, right? So can you see our user is stored as vagrant there? Okay, so these are containers. They store so many things for us. MID stores as this. Can you see? If I do, if I want to access this zero now, if I just copy this one, okay, I've copied it, SHLVL. Okay, so let me quit this one, and then if I just press echo dollar, right? So we are supposed to have, okay, how is this stored as one? I thought it's zero, right? So anyway, so this is what is used to access what is stored inside. Okay, so back to what I typed the other time. So echo user will print that vagrant database. So let me see env again. Env, let me pass it through less so I'll be able to scroll through it. Okay, so the home is that tilde, right? And if I, okay, I can type this on myself. So if I do echo dollar sign home, right? This is it. Okay, so that is parameter expansion. We are expanding the variable. Just see it as variable expansion. So it is also called parameter expansion. Okay, other type of expansion. So there's other type of expansion, right? Which is that, you know, your normal ls, right? And then if you misspell it, it will not work, right? But for parameter expansion, for example, if I have echo echo user, right, it is vagrant. But for parameter expansion, if I misspell it, for example, if I do echo and I want to spell user and I spell user, okay, let me now put the u here, 0, it will not print error, it will just print blank, telling you that, okay, you are trying to say there is a variable called this, but it's showing you that it's an empty variable. Okay, so that's just simply it. So unlike others that will print invalid, if you misspell it, it will just print empty. Okay, so the right one will print the right one. Okay, and that should be that for parameter expansion. So we've done arithmetic expansion using the syntax this, right? Don't forget, I'm just trying to bring you back and remind you. We've done the braces expansion, which uses the two dots for range and then uses comma as well. And then we've done parameter expansion now, and we've done the normal kind of expansion. Okay, so another topic I will be taking you is still command substitution. Command substitution is something you would still need to read on your own. It's not that hard, but I know I don't want to spend too much time on it. So, for example, if I do which CP, right, it's going to print this. Okay, so command substitution is just like, let's say I want to do two tasks at the same time, right? So instead of doing this and then doing ls, okay, um, I, I want to use the result of one particular task on another task. Okay, so that's what command substitution is. So the syntax for command substitution is simple. It's just using your dollar sign and then put your, I'll show you. For example, I do ls-l, okay, and then I can do dollar sign which cp. So so what I'm doing is you pass the result of ls-l, I'm passing it to this which cp to print which cp in ls-l format. Okay, so as you can see, is doing this. So another way to do it is using ls-l, and then instead of using dollar sign, this I will use my tilde, tilde, the back quote, and then which cp and back quote again, and then this one will still do the same thing. Okay, so this is just command substitution. So just read about command substitution, probably on Google or something, and then you understand. So the basic syntax is that the command here is being passed to this one in order to get its output. Okay, so that's basically it. So after that, which other one? So the last one will be quoting and escape, and then that would end the class for expansion. So you are a master of expansion after that. So we have quoting, right? So for example, if I have echo, this is a, and I put a lot of space and I say boy, you see that it's truncate all those space, it deleted it, right? Okay, so if I also say echo, um, the money for that, sorry, for that biscuit is $7. Okay, sorry, that's not dollar, that's and $7. You see that it truncates that 7. So what happens here is that uh, our echo, our shell is seeing this guy as a variable. You know that I said this one and anything in front would serve as the variable, and there's no variable for 7. So remember, when there's no variable for something, it will just show as empty, right? So that is why that place is empty. That is why this place is empty, and then we have the last 0. Okay, so how do we make it print this space, and how do we make it print this star? So that is where quotation mark comes in. So we have the double quotes. Okay, so anything inside the double quotes, so for double quotes, everything inside the double quotes, all our special character, they become useless except the $sign, the backslash, right? The backslash and this back quotes. Okay, this back quotes. Okay, this back quotes. So these are the three things that are just useful. Okay, they still do their job. Okay, so for example, which example can I give you? Let me see. Okay, okay, let me see. um let me say echo, and I put it in this is a boy. Okay, you see that we say after this is a boy because it's in quotes, right? It's in quotes. So all that special, once that special character is not that those three I listed, it will work as it is. So if I still do this old one, where is it? Yes, this $7 one. If I put it in quotes, echo, you see that because inside quotes this $sign still do what it does. Okay, it still do what it does. It will still it will still give us this error, you understand? It will not print it out. Okay, so that's basically it. So in order to make that work, so all I need to do, I'm going to use one stone to kill two birds, is use a escape key. Okay, and if I press it, the escape will just act as how will I call it? It will make it not insignificant for that particular task. Okay, so that's what this guy do. So is there any other thing? For example, okay, if I do echo star, right? For example, right? Echo, and I say star, yes me, right? It echoed it, right? But let me say echo star, right? It echo star. What I wanted to do something here, I can't remember. Okay, um, okay, it echoed star, and let me see, echo star. No, not this. Clear. Don't let me clear it. Echo. Okay, okay, I just get what I wanted to do. Okay, so that's basically it. If you use this quotation mark, it will negate every special character, right? So let me see, I think echo, okay, echo user, right? Vagrant. Okay, so echo, which other special character do we have except this? um question mark. So it's going to give us this question mark. Echo, let me see. No, not this one. Okay, that's basically that. Let me see other things. Okay, okay. If I do echo this now, you see this space is still given to us. Okay, but because I use double quotes, it's only the dollar sign that didn't work. And to escape that dollar sign, in case you want to see it, you use that. There's also single quotes. Okay, for single quotes, nothing will happen, will even work. Like with single quotes, I can print out this dollar sign. Okay, so all special character they lose their value in the end of single quotes. But double quotes, we still have dollar sign and backslash that works. Okay, so like this, you see, it prints it exactly how we wanted it, to print. So that's basically that. I'm trying to um, be fast. I don't want this video to be more than 40 minutes. Okay, so that's basically what all the quotation marks does. So maybe I'll make it another video just to add up to the quotation mark, but exactly this is all the expansion has to offer. So we've done for backslash, right? So for example, let me see, I think I wrote something down just for me not to miss some things. Single quotes. Okay, so I said single quote suppresses all expansions. So anything that will expand, it will suppress the power. It won't be able to do anything. Okay, so escaping is done inside a double quote. You cannot do escape inside the single quote because single quote will suppress the power. So for example, um, this this one, if I escape this one now, it will work, right? It will work. So if I do this and I put it inside single quote, you see that everything is printed the way I put it. So all these escape character they lose their value inside single quotes. Okay, so no matter how many escape key you put inside it, it will not work. Okay, so let me go back to this one. Okay, so what else? So the difference between double a normal quote is and double quote, like I said, double quote would normal quote would normal quote will print everything. Okay, normal quote will print, will reformat it for you. Okay, it will reformat it for you. To all those special character will act normally under normal quote. You understand? So under double quote, only the dollar sign, the backslash, and the back quotes that won't get affected. They will work normally. Okay, they will not work normally. So under it, I can say, if I say user now, that most variables are in capital letter. Okay, so it's going to print it, right? Okay, so under normal this, I think it should print it as well because they're going to act normally, right? So if it is another kind of character, for example, uh, but the thing is, it has reformatted the space, right? Under no quote, but um, under single quotes, let's see, you see that nothing, all everything works the way we type it. Nothing changes. Unlike what is that? No quote. No quote will delete all these things. Uh, Double quote will replace this dollar sign with what is stored inside this user. But for single quote will just print it the way you want it. Okay, so like I said, backslash is used to escape something that you know that it's going to be printed. That all this stuff. Where is it? Yes. For example, where's that double quote? Okay. For example, now let's say you want something to be printed. You want this dollar sign. For example, if you have a name of a file. So, for example, if you have a name of a file and you want to add a special character to it, so if you want to make if you want to create a file, touch this, right? polynomial expansion, you see that everything automatically becomes inside a single quote, because the single quotes, this one has even done what I wanted to do for me. I was expecting it not to create, because the single quote would make this star useless. Okay, so that's why it is inside single quotes. Okay, the single quote will make that star useless, and then the double quote start will be useless though. Let me see, but some commands will be useful. Okay, so in order to, let me see, and then let me try it. You see, it's even converted everything to single quotes. It's converting it to single quotes. So single quotes render all those things useless. Okay, so sometimes if we want to create a file called, let's say we want to create a file and put space in between, maybe 2 doc.txt. Okay, so the best way to do this is, because if I do like this, it's going to create two files for me, ls, right, 2 and doc.txt. But if I want to create it, I will just put it inside single quote. So single quote would, and then if I do ls, I will have it. Okay, so single quote would help me make other things meaningless. Okay, so that's that. And then if I want to make, there's one more thing I want to add. Yes, using the escape character. Okay, we are in 41 minutes already. Okay, so using the backslash for special character, like I said, it will remove the meaning, right? And then so we also have the backslash to work, meaning that new line. Okay, this one is a backslash n serve as a new line, backslash t serve as a tab, and then backslash a is for alarm. Okay, it's going to make the shell beep. Okay, beep. And then double backslash is to print a backslash. Okay, so if I have a double backslash, let me use all those, let me clear this, and sorry, and use double backslash somewhere. Where is it? Okay, so this one would make this guy work, will make this one print. So if I put backslash here, right, let me see. Okay, backslash has no effect under double quote. I'm trying to print something. Let me see. Backslash has no effect. Okay, yes. I think this particular shell is just making it look confused, because it's not, is an escape key, so it's not supposed to print. So using double would escape, it will print a single backslash. Okay, so I think if I print triple should print double, and if I print four should print double normally. Okay, four should print double normally. That triple should not, it should not work, because this one should start as escape. So basically that's it. If this ending part confuses you, let me know, so I can just we'll treat it in the online class. Okay, so that will be all for now. So let me send this one, and then we'll go to the next topic. See you guys.